Hey everybody, I am Lady Stars and Fire and my real name is Michelle Espinosa. This is the weekly healing messages for July 2nd through the 10th. Oh my God, we're already at July. Not only is it halfway through the year, but July is a number 7 month, which means this month is completely all about divine magic. It's about divine guidance coming in, swooping in, and changing things. However, if you've been following me, you know me. I am not one who's going to stand here and candy coat shit. I was not born to be Willy Wonka in any way, shape, or form. When divine magic happens, especially when we're looking at astrology, like I'm about to go over this week. Again, this is July 2nd through the 10th. When divine magic happens and we start to evolve, we start to become more awakened into fresh eyes, and we start to come into a new level of acceptance. While it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, those energy shifts usually are typically anything but comfortable. Butterfly just flew by, white one. And I just say that because, like I said, I am not Willy Wonka. I was not made to sugarcoat crap. Energy shifts are going to be coming in. They've been coming in for the last bit. And Pisces energy is really going to be starting to speak to us too. So if you're starting to feel energy within your feet, in general, if you're starting to pull in energy within your feet, that's Pisces talking to you, and I'm going to be back to explain that in a moment. But also, if you're starting to feel it just in weird ways, outside of the normal energy shift ways, and what I mean by the normal energy shift is we typically tend to get headaches. We feel like we're catching the flu, even though we're not really, or we have somewhat of cold, when there's really no symptoms. I mean, we're sneezing and stuff, but if we went to the doctor, really, we're not sick, according to them. We don't have ear infections. We don't have, we just don't have a cold. Yet we're sneezing. We have the headaches. We have the energy going on within the third eye. The ears are hurting. We even feel it sometimes in our stomach. We feel heat coming in. A lot of these have to do with energy shifts in general when you're more sensitive. And I'm telling you, this is a 7 month. This is divine magic. So empaths, I would like to tell you to ground yourself and hold on tight, but that's really going to be hard to do. Because of the energy is so strong right now. And I would say ground yourself, but I want to say more along the line of turtle medicine. I am always guided back to the spirit animals and their totem medicine, because that's one of the things I understand so easily, and that's why they show it to me over and over again, because that's one of those areas where I can bring that communication forward. And when you think of a turtle, especially sea turtles, they're in the water and they go into their shell and they just completely have trust and faith in the magic of earth and water and know that they're going to be all right. This is where you need to start being right now, honey, because grounding is going to be difficult. Ground yourself in the fact of the faith and the belief of knowing the plan is taking you where it needs to be. All you need to do is accept it and roll with it, basically. Because there's so much energy going on this week. Like I said, you're going to start feeling some of that Pisces energy as well, coming in through the feet, as well as you might be feeling some of those strange symptoms, just odd energy shifts, might be finding a way of working into your fatty tissues. And the reason I'm saying that is because Chiron, the wounded healer, just went retrograde and is going to be retrograde until I think it's December 5th. So this is a great time for healing and starting to move forward, as long as as you're on board with the awakening, as long as you're on board with understanding the oneness and truly coming into all of this energy and healing yourself, then this is going to be a very positive thing. Because with Chiron in retrograde, if you're not able to be in that awareness, and if you're not able to roll with the acceptance right now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to become a very difficult half part of this year, because Chiron is going to be sending you messages over and over and over again about how to heal. Chiron is the gatekeeper of healing our wholeness. Basically, that's why it's the wounded healer. It comes in and it comes in, like I said, it's the gatekeeper of our wholeness. And so it's bringing to our attention, turning all of our weaknesses into strength. But it's doing it going towards Neptune in Pisces. So it's going to be moving 4 directions backwards. But remember, Pisces is bringing us, it's still going to be in that same area. They're just slightly outside of each other's 10 degrees, but trust me, that energy is not going to make any difference. Those two are still going to be having major conversations about healing healing yourself, harnessing what is your true fire, what is your true power, and not just believing in it, but knowing that power is you. Like I said, this is turning your weakness into strength, turning your illnesses into the hero. Basically, it's a complete flip over if you are working with your Chiron. And Chiron is going to be sending you messages for the next 6 months on how to do this. Okay, now we also have a full moon this week. I'm not doing the runes in this video. I will bring the runes back in another video. I believe I already see 2 of them, but there's just way too much to talk about to even go into the runes at this time. Full moon is happening this week in Capricorn. Remember, that's going to be on the 9th, which is Thursday, I believe. No, Sunday, sorry. Full moon is in Capricorn on the 9th. Remember, Pluto is in Capricorn. This is our very structure of these changes. How are we creating these structures so that they work? Juno is very close to Pluto. Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration, which means I said change, and I said change now because Pluto is in retrograde. Pluto is kicking down the door and ain't playing anymore. This shit's happening, and it's going to be talking to Chiron for a long time about the changes that needs to happen so you could come into your soul fire, your soul strength, and let go of whatever fear is keeping you from moving forward into truly every powerful, positive thing that you are, and overcoming that. But again, the full moon is in Capricorn with Pluto and Juno sitting very close to it. Juno is commitment. It is sacrifice and commitment of what it takes. So we're letting go. I mean, like, majorly letting go and major flirting with change this week. Happy Independence Day. Major flirting with change. We also have Venus moving this week into Gemini. Gemini is the air sign. We're curious, we're fickle. Venus brings in the sensitivity of, well, let me flirt with this change. Let me flirt with all of this information and see if I can bring something that I love up out of it, basically. But it's fickle and it's curious. It's change. It's a wonderful thing. But this takes place on Independence Day. Then the very next day, Mercury moves into Leo. Leo is the lion, is courage, is fire, is passion, but it is also ego. And this is our communication is moving in here. And these two are going to be talking all week too, Venus and Mercury. So you're going to have part of the week, Mercury is in Cancer with Sun and with Mars, as well as they're having a straight conversation with Capricorn and Pluto. So that's directly about this change that is personally meant for your soul fire. And having the balls to go out and make that change in positive ways. Now, like I said, Mercury is moving on the 5th. Venus moves on the 4th. Chiron already moved, I think, on the 30th of June. Ceres, which is karma, is moving into Cancer on the 10th. It's more or less Monday, I believe. But I'm letting you know because that energy is going to be coming in very strong. Ceres is that too close to home energy. Ceres is nurturing, it's mothering, it's parenting. Or it shows us where all of that energy is lacking. Meaning like self-discipline is lacking, self-love is lacking, self-worth is lacking, self-value is lacking. Also such things as child support issues, where those are coming up as well. Ceres is moving into Cancer, which is that emotional water sign, and it is going to be having that conversation with Pluto as well for the next month. But at this time, it'll be moving in with Sun and Mars. Like I said, all of this is about coming into your power, coming into your worthiness. I am worthy with dignity. I don't have to be an asshole to be worthy. It's also speaking to us about the emotional and physical changes within our life and our very relationships. This is, like I said, it's about overcoming the fears that keep us from being where we truly are trying to be. This is also about no longer allowing the outside world to manipulate us in any way, shape, or form, so we can overcome it and come into what our true soul fire is all about. On a shamanic level, let me explain, because I was shown earlier, and I always go into shamanic information versus spirit guidance information. I'm sorry. Oh, it's very hot. And shamanically, what they were trying to explain to me about coming into that true power of how strong your power really is, but you just don't know it, is they showed me from the Bible story, Moses parting the Red Sea. Now, they remind me, don't get this wrong. Moses didn't part the Red Sea. This was God, the creator, the energy of the universe coming together with it, however you want to, and the stand that he had in general. But the point is, they show me the waters separating and Moses standing there. But then what they do is, all of a sudden they place me in the place. Not to see at any way, shape, or form that I'm Moses or I have that kind of power, but to make us realize we have so much more power within us than we ever will realize, because God, the creator, the universe, is there backing us. If we would only believe in the power, the fire that is within us, that we can harness it. But if you don't believe, then that's never going to happen. That's the difference between hope and belief. Because belief is faith in knowing. Hope is just hoping. Hope is a wonderful thing, but it's definitely not knowing. It's definitely not believing, is what they're telling me. They also show me in a shamanic journey what's going on for us emotionally and physically within our life. Is they use the lotus flower and they bring it up out of the water as if it's blooming. And within the lotus flower, they give me the pentagram. But they're making sure that I'm looking at all 5 points. And they're telling me it's 5 elements. Remember, spirit is the 5th element. And the pentagram starts to spin. And as it spins, it becomes a kite, like the diamond symbol, which is wholeness, in the sky floating. But then I see what would be the healing symbol within it. Like when you go to the doctors, the healing symbols that are on a lot of things, they show me that healing symbol within it. So this is not going to be something that happens just overnight. This is something we are working towards. And as long as we are aware of it and we are truly being honest with ourselves and being bold enough to step into truly what it is without the world manipulating you into thinking you have to take on bullshit that you don't, then you're going to move forward. Because manipulation sometimes happens in ways that isn't exactly meant to be manipulated. Sometimes the other people are just looking out for themselves. And sometimes if you're waiting for somebody else to do the right thing, you're going to be waiting a long time. I'm sorry. It's not always that all people are going to step and do the right thing. That's why we have to set the example. But that doesn't mean that you should hold your breath, because you may be holding it forever. You have to also not allow that kind of manipulation to stop you from moving forward while you're being nice, basically, and still trying to help out. You don't want to put yourself down. You just want to make sure it's not evening up the score, but it's not allowing yourself to not have what you truly deserve, what you truly are worth, and step into your own power. I'm also shown this week, from a medium standpoint, I am shown the peacock feather. And the peacock feather stands for peace, kindness, and luck. And I'm shown the turtle as a spirit guide for us this week, for turtle medicine, for, you know, in so many different ways for what the turtle medicine is. Google the turtle medicine if you need help, because trust me, at this time the turtle can help you. But I'm also shown, and this makes sense with Chiron going retrograde, I am shown 2 shadow animals this week, and one is a snake and one is a cat, which would be your healing and your magic. Right there's Chiron in retrograde going towards Neptune, basically, but deep inside you for whatever it is that means for you. Now, I'm going to go into the astrology, and that's going to be it for this week, because I'm going to do the runes on another video a little later on in a day or two. The challenges that I'm seeing, main challenges in astrology this week, is Pallas, which is now in Taurus. Pallas is Athena. It is strategy. It is the warrior goddess, but still close enough to Aries and Uranus, which is our individuality, our independence, and our inventive energy, is speaking directly with Cancer, which still has Mercury in it for part of the week, as well as Sun and Mars. Again, this has to do with us coming into our power and overcoming the fearful things that keep us from doing it. Capricorn, which will also be in where the full moon is this week. Pluto and Juno are speaking also to Cancer. Again, I said that, but it's also going to be picking up that Ceres energy as it's coming closer to this energy, and it's going to be being magnified by Jupiter. Now, for the positives this week, before I even get into what the positives are, I am being told around Independence Day on the 4th and 5th, I'm literally having the earth jump. When I was going through it with Spirit, I'm really having like a major shift is going to be felt. A major energy shift for anybody who's an empath. You're going to start to notice it. And I'm feeling like this is really where that grounding is going to have problems for you. But like I said, I'm being told, embrace the turtle medicine and, you know, put yourself in the shell and roll with it and just trust, basically, is what I'm being told. But anyway, the North Node, which is in Leo, and Vista. Now, this is a trine that's been going on. Oh no, that's something else. But the North Node and Vista have come closer together, which is magnifying that energy coming out of Leo. Leo's North Node right now is all about the lion, the king of the jungle, doing what the king of the jungle is supposed to do, taking care of the family, taking care of service, rising above and doing what's right but at the same time learning how to enjoy life and show others how to do it too. It's about enjoying life, but at the same time sharing enough to be in service. But Vista speaks to us of our soul's inner fire. What is it that truly is important to us in life? Not letting go of that and embracing it, basically. And it is speaking to Venus this week, which is in Taurus right now, but is going to be moving into Gemini. This is such a powerful energy. It's such a energy of uplifting into all of the right ways, as long as you're not ego driven and allowing chaos to pull you the wrong way, basically. Because like I said, you're flirting with the change, you're flirting with the communication of everything that you could ever want, as long as you're really working honestly with yourself. Now, we have 2 double trines this week. That's what I was talking about. One trine has been here for a very long time. However, the reason I'm being brought to its attention this week, because this trine's going to be going on until like December. But that also has to do with us coming into this power, because it's Uranus and Pallas, which is in Aries and Taurus, is having a conversation with Lilith and Saturn, changing our boundaries and having the fire and the will to do so. And the thing is we had been having this conversation with the node, but Vista has entered it. Vista is bringing that whole soul fire to it to ignite the soul into doing everything that is possible. As long as you're not a negative person and staying in a pacifist way, and you're allowing your vibrations to lift, this is going to be such a great thing. But if you can't come into awareness and you're stuck in the lower vibrations, this is where things are going to start getting hard. Now, it is also having a double trine on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe, which is going to be Cancer, the Sun, and Mercury is speaking directly to Chiron and Pisces, which is now in retrograde, which is talking directly to the moon. This is a good thing. This is going to help us during that Independence Day of feeling comfortable enough within who we are to boldly start to move forward. But if you're lying to yourself and you're in denial, again, Chiron's going to make it hard on you instead. Because if you don't want to move forward and you're not trying to really be in acceptance of what the healing is you need to hear, then this is going to start to be difficult. Now, also, lastly, but definitely not least for this week, we have Mercury itself is speaking to Venus, like I said in the beginning, but it's also speaking to Chiron. Communication, senses, with the ability for new chances, new love, fickle and curious and willing to take the change. And Chiron is trying to teach you how. All you gotta do is be willing to accept it. I love you. Roll with the punches, because like I said, the energy shifts might just knock you back down. But it's meant to help you unclog your chakras and to start to evolve and for new calibrations. I love you. It should be a good week as long as you're not in denial. If you're in denial, oh, honey, may God be with you. I love you. Hugs and kisses in the wind, and I'll see you next week or when you check back for the Runecast. Bye!